But mind control clockwork, he's going to have the roughest time of them all, honestly. We've got Aloha Dance, Silent down here with the Bane and the Gyrocopter. Mid lane, no fear on the Wyvern, going to be supporting Resolution a little bit initially anyway, and then the offlaner. Low on the Darkseer. He should be doing a decent job, but Huskar is one of the few heroes that can actually go toe-to-toe, but again, he needs a few levels up on the Darkseer to begin with.
Yeah, Huskar, to deal with a Darkseer, you need 1 boots, so you can have the speed, maneuverability to dodge the shell or harass the Darkseer, and then you need a heal to help him sustain. And as you said, with levels, he can self-sustain with the higher points in Berserker's Blood, but even then, it's not like the most efficient thing in the world. It's kind of like he can kind of combat it. Again, I'm really surprised Empire is not aggro tri-laning here. This, in my head, this is a mistake. Because they could shut down this Huskar from minutes 0 to 10, and they might just close out the game that way. As it stands, you know, this Huskar, if he gets free farm, they're gonna have a looming concern.
Yeah, you're right. So, Bounty Rune's gonna get traded off, no problem whatsoever for them. 1 apiece for the mid laners, it looks like. Resolution his, and Fata gets his up at top. So, salves, they're gonna get salves for each of them? Yeah, looks like it. Looks like it. What in there? But yeah, this has become the mainstay now of mid lane matchups, especially when you've got kind of aggressive heroes with long range and good attack damage. You're going to try and trade hits, trade regen as much as you can early on. In fact, you do have No Fear's Winter Wyvern here. That Arctic Burn at level 1. Fata, yeah, you see him already pacing a little bit further back, just making sure he's got the wind run. Self at a distance from the Wyvern, who starts things off, but Jirax is here with the Ice Shards, maybe looking. Wyvern, that Arctic Burn wears off, and Fata goes in for it. Won't have any way to close the gap there, and already up at top, Kuroki is zoning out the Darkseer with the Burning Spears on him. Kuro standing up aggressively here, just gonna punches him. Keep Darkseer level 1 for a decent amount of time. Mind control, he's taking a pounding though. Violence, able to do a pretty good job, and even without the Bane, the Gyrocopter is a pretty good hero against the majority of melee offlaners. You know, Spirit Breaker, Darkseer, Clockwork, he just zones you off the creep wave. Looks to get that Rocket Barrage in. Oh, up at top, Flow. Goes through the trees. He is not level 2 yet, and the shards will pop him out and clip him over to the side.
Yeah, very close call there. Again, the shards being able to terrain block like that early on allows this hero to be utilized as a forward, kind of like the Earthshaker. Except with Snowball, you have the ability to get on top of the heroes you desire to as well. So, a very good hero, very many tools to aggress early on. And Fata taking up a lot of harassment. Now, I didn't watch carefully enough. I wanted to know if the Wind Run evades the attack coming out of the Arctic Burn. And so far he used Wind Run twice versus 2 Arctic Burns, and he hasn't been successful. And I can't imagine he failed the timing both times, so I guess the Arctic Burn connects no matter what, if even through the Wind Run.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure. I thought the interaction would be otherwise. I thought you would dodge the Arctic Burn, but he seems to be getting hit every time, and he's Wind Ran every time, so...
That's weird, because they changed it recently where if the projectile was in the air and you popped Wind Run, you'd evade it.
Right, but the Arctic Burn's been triggering every time, so I'm not sure.
Interesting.
I just have to watch it more carefully, I think.
Well, I'll have a look at that. That's a cute little interaction then. That's, if we see it. The lanes, like bot, they did try and get in onto mind control there a little bit, but both offlaners are struggling, you know, they're both sitting at level... Well, actually, mind control's hit level 2. Not an amazing feat, but he's getting closer to level 3 actually, saying that now. He's got a level 2 in Rocket Flare, he'll be able to do a decent amount of damage to the creeps, get some last hits. But also, maybe control laning through him a tiny bit. Well, perhaps, he's got his boots up. You can only expect roaming towards the mid lane. Again, Nightmare Rocket Barrage was the combo I kind of looked at here initially. But you've got Nightmare Light Striker, right? And now that the Lena's hit level 3, smoke from this little old Bane. It could lead to death for Fata's Windrunner.
Yeah, I see how Empire is approaching this lane. They're not really trying to maintain lane control or apply too much kill pressure. As you can see, Silent he's zoning out the Clockwork nicely, but this is because the lane was pushed back now. Before, the lane was all the way into Mind Control's tower the whole time. And I think the Bane just wanted to pull. Aloha Dance wanted to get more EXP for himself, and they just want to make this lane as efficient as possible for them. Again, that's okay. I still think the trade-off is worse for them because the off lane, Liquid safe lane rather, they're getting a ton as well with the Omni Knight being able to pull and Matuma Man basically having free farm. Darkseer does have a Woods, which he's starting to farm up now, so this is pretty good.
Yeah, they've given him a big old stack as well, so this will get him up to, you know, level 2 hopefully. Sooner rather than later. He's only got level 1 Iron Shell of course, so it's a little bit slow.
Yeah, against the Satyr as well. This is gonna take a very long time. He doesn't even have mana anymore. So
Yep.
I think he has a clarity.
He's 20 mana off. Well, there's the clarity delivered, and he's nearly on that soul ring. It's just down the bottom lane. Mind control, the cogs are there, and he's going to be able to escape this. Just about saving himself. Back silent. That was close, though. That rocket barrage continued to connect. The Clockwork would have lost his life.
Now the Bounty Rune. Fortunately for Wyvern, he's too slow competing against the Clockwork with boots.
Is he in trouble? No, he's fine. Flies over the hills and far away. And no fear, will get himself back to safety. Just open things up and you see the line drawn on the map there. You know that no fear, moving down to bottom lane really does open things up mid, because Jirax, level 2 Tusk, he said he's got that snowball now actually to initiate onto heroes, and Fata level 3 power shots with the haste. Close the gap very quickly onto the Lina. It's just a matter of both teams not wanting to die at this point, but Mind Control bot, he's being caught by the Nightmare, and there's no way they're going to let him cog himself out of this one unless he gets the purification from Kuro. But even without it, I think he was fine. The TP came in and you saw Silent's reaction. Run! Get the hell out of here!
Yeah, I think the TP itself is what repelled that aggression there, allowing Silent to recognize and say, hey, this could turn on us and this could be bad. So before the Rocket Barrage even expired, I think he started running. So he just recognized the TP and said, hey, we've got more than enough here. Let's just back.
Gonna work out for them. Aggressive ward again from Liquid, and this is something they love to do. Is wards in this kind of area here. They love the little ward watching for TPs and rotations in. The wards over towards the Radiant Large Camper, you know, pretty common nowadays. There's also little spots like this and one over here that they've kind of been pioneering or definitely utilizing very efficiently as they're wrapping in on weapon Y. Aloha Dance is in a ton of trouble.
Oh, again.
Snowball though. And weapon Y is trapped in the cogs. This should be your first blood. He can't deny himself for the Nightmare. And they'll just keep taking him down. The Silent will turn back to Blackhand and will hit back into the Tusk. And Mind Control's getting shredded by the Rocket Barrage. Silent can even look for a third here with cooldown ready to go. He's mana for that little Rocket Barrage again. Fata has joined the fight and will look at a kill on Silent. Jar Cutler didn't stand a chance.
You deserved it.
I think if Silent just decided to focus Kuroki instead of going for Fata there and turning, I think he would have killed Kuroki and then he would have probably killed Fata as well if the haste rune was running out. Because the fact that he went for Fata allowed Kuroki to heal bomb, and that's double efficiency there because you heal for 180 and you do 180 damage as well. And Fata with the Rin Run can't be finished off because Rocket Barrage will be on cooldown for 3 seconds after he uses it. So I think it was like a small mistake on his choice, but he still got 2 kills out of it, and that was very good.
Well, the cooldown came up, but Rocket Barrage was what he went for. A level 3 and 8, now you kind of have a difficulty getting up on that. But
oh, look at these stats.
Oh wow, yeah, you're right. The cooldown, that's what they want to use it for. Farming up all the jungle stacks. Silent, you get a massive boost of gold, but if you look at actual item pickups, Matu, he has his armlet ready now. Scar. Where he really starts to pick up the pace. The armlet up, then you head into that Helm of the Dominator. His boot choice, sometimes, you know, we see treads, sometimes we see tranquil boots. He didn't go for the Ring of Protection in this game though, but picking up a Magic Wand is probably what he heads into a little bit later on. The fact that there are so many spells being spammed out by Empire. Being able to toggle off your armlet, pop the Magic Wand, then toggle back on. Oh, bot lane, they're going in again.
I don't think there's a kill here.
There's a repel. But they don't have anything to really control him. Cogs are there, Mind Control sticking around, but he'll push himself back out. And now look at this! No fear in Aloha, they're both trapped in the shackles.
Oh,
Perfect place. But a weapon wide, put on the corner, brave too far. Just look at the Mind Control, and it looks like he'll just about get him. Look at the trade-off kill though. Bane Elemental, but he kills the Omni Knight before he goes down.
Pretty worth, as you can imagine. And now Resolution's finally arrived at the lane, but he won't be getting too much here, as Fata already cleaned up the work. It's the stun.
There's no mana for Laguna Blade. Start trying to get in there with a cooldown Rocket Barrage, but Windrun will let Fata escape. The Resolution, he thought he had enough, and he was about 10 mana short.
Yeah, very unfortunate in a sense, I guess. But he does get the rune, and he's able to rotate back to mid, assuming that Jerax is not gonna ruin his party here with a shard block. Yeah, he looked like he wanted to do something, but advised himself against it. And now Resolution's gonna get the top rune as well, and he's gonna get a haste rune out of this.
Oh, look at that. Haste rune, and he can look maybe to move up the top lane. Now, Flo, he's been off the radar for a little while. He hasn't died this game. And I've got to say, that's a pretty good achievement, honestly. This Dark Series now getting into level 6, he's got Soul Ring. Not great item progression. Just slowly but surely, you know, steadily getting himself up there. While the Huskar hasn't made a move off this top lane yet, I think you're looking for tier 1 top, which is on about a third of its HP, and then you start rotating around. Unless you get those really clutch moments where you can TP to the tier 1 elsewhere, and counteract the engagement from a Lina or a Gyrocopter.
Nice pull coming out of the Darkseer as well. Unfortunately for him, Man's going to probably be able to control this lane out completely now. He's level 8 with Armlet. Zero kill pressure on him for the time being, as long as Lina +1 doesn't rotate or something with the Bane, maybe. And overall, both teams just taking it slow now for the time being, playing a macro game, getting their items up, and looking for the next big engagement, possibly with a smoke.
Violet Gyrocopter, closing in on 5k net worth. He's got Phase Helm, Ring of Aquila, so a little bit more on the sort of farmy side. He can clear through the jungle stacks. On Radiant, I can fully get behind this one. But now the lines are drawn. Resolution, he's level 8, he's got the 4 in Dragon Slave and the 1 in Laguna Blade, holding onto that haste still. DPN and probably smoke just behind this tier 1 tower. Yeah, there we go, Bane has one. Now this Star Observer, let's see. I haven't seen anyone just yet. We're not going to catch this smoke either.
I just wanted to bring it to attention silence movements before anything happens right now. Merax and Fada were off the map for like 40 to 50 seconds, and for that time, Silent was just camping his tower, even against the Clockwork, because he recognizes that they could be anywhere on the map that their wards don't give vision for. And as soon as they appear, they might just stop. He might just die. But hold that thought.
He sees them coming down the cliff, but it's a little bit too late. Laguna Blade should be able to secure. Oh, the snowball is just in time. Sends him back. Or delay his demise by a little bit. Still does drop. And up at top, like Matu is looking to clear out this tower, but there's reinforcements coming in pretty damn quickly with a hasted Lina. Now looking to chase Matu. He's got armlet toggling, and with the repel purification, Kuroki held onto it a little bit too long there. Repel is still available, but with a nightmare down, they've got LSA call down. Silence is ready, and Matu, he's in a ton of trouble with Kuroki taken out by the rest of the team. He does get himself forward with a flame break, but he toggles his armlet off in the middle of that one.
Yeah, that's a missed toggle. You know, if he actually toggled properly there with the repel, he might have killed the Lina for sure. And then he might have gotten somebody else as well, or walked away. Because he wasn't getting slowed by the Gyrocopter cooldown, because that's one of the changes this patch is that when you were magic immune, you don't get slowed by the cooldown. So that was a real unfortunate scenario, because he could have turned that situation around for himself and gotten way ahead. But now he's just behind.
That's true.
And Gyro stealing their stacks.
Where is he? Oh, buddy,
it was
Silent.
3 stack.
Hey. Little boost of gold there, okay. The kill's off the Winter Wyvern towards the middle lane. After, he's looking for the wraparound again. Looking for resolution. Head himself back to the base. But yeah, you're right, look at Silent and Flow. They're deep inside the enemy jungle. This mech on Darkseer isn't really that far away. The tier 1 mid is getting pressured in pretty heavily by Liquid though. Reaction out from Empire, they just seem so comfortable and happy, farming and farming, getting themselves these key items. The threat of Huskar Wind Ranger hitting their peaks, you know, 15, 17 minutes into this game just doesn't seem threatening to them. But I worry.
Yeah. It just seems like they're pretty casual about it for the time being. I mean, they've been having the correct solutions, so can't blame them.
Held up here, it will wear off now, cool down. Land on his head, and they're actually charging forward. Flow, the ice shards are good, trapped him in, and the hook shot from Mike's not getting better. Snowball in for the cold, trapping the phone, purification bubble, rip apart Silent Gyro, and Flow. There's nothing to stun him, so a good TP out will get him back to safety. But Aloha answers Bane, nightmare denied. Not available. Mind control will clear that one off, and that hook shot was sublime.
Huge win for Liquid, of course, because they took the mid tower and they took an engagement that they won. Killed the Gyrocopter, now they're going to be able to push the tier 1 top as well. And over the last 2 minutes, just again, huge wins for Liquid all around. The tower push at mid while Empire was stealing the stack was really big. And now that they have another tier 1, that just means that much more map control. And in the meantime, Resolution, he's sitting here 2-0-1 with decent CS, but he's not coming online anytime soon.
And now Matsumoman has the lifesteal. Able to go into Roshan soon. Who's spotted out over here? Jirax is scouted. Gets a cheeky little observer ward, but it looks like they know about it. Yeah, they've got a sentry down already, so Aloha Dance will clear that one out. Silent is really boss moding this farming game though. He actually go for a Yasha himself. So this is like a full farm build, honestly. He's gone glass cannon almost.
Yeah, he's farming hard this game. I think he wants to take this into the late game where Huskar no longer becomes a problem at all. And it is possible, but with the kills that they're giving up here and there, it's going to be tough. Especially the timing that you have to imagine the timing that comes with an Omni Knight, Wind Ranger, and a Huskar. as you mentioned earlier, like 16, 17 minutes down the road, they really need to be able to hold their towers and have a solution. And right now, I would say the biggest thing is Roshan. And I think Empire, to an extent, realized that. And it's unfortunate that they're not planning the ward yet. But once they do, they'll have more map control here, where they're smoked in past their one bot.
Little move. That's one of the moves I like to call a PGG warding mission. You know, you smoke up and just run into the enemy side of the map, and I've got no idea about the rest of them coming in here. I don't know how to deal with it anyway. Fighting away.
It's a really rough positioning for them. You know, Empire, they're going in for the flank, but they might get flanked themselves here.
Jeez, the double counter reverse flank coming in for both teams. Sparta, oh, the hook shot again. Mind control on the mark. Sparta still does drop though. It's not clearing that one up. So through. Well, capture a solution, and the Nightmare's good. It's actually keeping alive a little bit longer, but he doesn't get cast any more spells. He still drops. Oh, Winter's Curse. Hold 3, Matu's still battling it out though, with Flow silent on the front lines, needing to run. There's no real control here though from the rest of Liquid. They tried to GA up from Kuroki, but it's not enough. But who manages going through everybody? He's got the Burning Spears down at Silent, snowball forward, and Matu, there we go. Armor toggles through with a repel on him, and that's a 4 for 1. The Huskar bruised through everybody.
Yeah, that gank by Empire, they really wanted to get something out of that, but that was, honestly, it was way too forced. And I feel like if they had the double ward, I know they don't want to invest too many wards into one location, but if they just placed it at the Rose Shield there, they would have seen the heroes walking down into the woods, and they would have thought otherwise about that engagement. So that engagement wouldn't have gone so poorly, and Liquid probably wouldn't have gone in tier 1 bottom as well, which means that they have this much more map control, they can walk into the enemy woods, and now Roshan is like an ever possible objective for them now as well. And the timing, man, it's coming. You know, it might already be here.
Sure. Now, I've got a question about Huskar items, because I've seen a bunch of different players, and it kind of feels, from my perspective, that it's player preference. Well, I don't know if there's some underlying reason why some people go Tranquils, and then it's like, you know, a Helmet Dominator, Armlet, then a Sange, and then a BKB, and some people like the AC as quickly as possible.
Yeah. There's another kill coming out of Mind Control. Pretty simple on the darks here. Looks like the hook shot, the standard order for Sagers there. For Huskar, I think, well, what Matuma Man has right now is pretty standard. I would say most people actually keep it brown boots, just because like Treads is not a mandatory thing. It's nice to have for sure. I would say the third item for Huskar is always like the big question mark, whether they go like Halberd from here on out, or they go AC, as you said. Some people do Tranquils or Guardian Greaves and whatnot. I do think this build is what he's doing is really good, and I think Heaven's Halberd it's good, but it's not the best. I think if you rush AC, you have a timing with this Aegis right now. You have this Aegis at 16 minutes, and if you somehow find a way to finish an AC by 20, which when a snowballing Huskar like in this game occurs, most of the time you can just high ground. And there's no hero that can touch you. And I mean, even looking at this game so far, Dirk, I don't think anybody on Empire is really touching him right now until Resolution gets an axe, and that's a very long time from now.
Yeah, they have to blow like 3 ultis on him, honestly. Fiend's Grip with the Winter's Curse or something like that. But
yeah, and even then, can they actually take him down with the Omni Knight at the back lines? I don't think so, man. Yeah. I think it's going to be too hard.
It's difficult. It really is. Now, when he was in the Roche pit, though, I don't know, I clenched my butt cheeks there. That Roche bash came and almost took him out. I was just watching him.
Oh yeah, you never know the lucky bash, you know, from Roshan.
Okay, he's got the Aegis. And yeah. Silence, where are we heading now? Yasha's there, 1600 gold. Time to switch back on. We had a little bit of a lull. Missed a couple kills. But Silence, do you start thinking about BKB now? After the Yasha Helm, do you finish S and Y? Where do you go with this?
Again, this is the problem, man. He needs the BKB to fight this game, especially against heroes like Wind Ranger and Tusk that can just go on top of him or shackle him up and disable him up in the duration of the fights. But if he does get the BKB, where's the damage for this Huskar? Again, Lina's Axe. This is another 5 minutes away, assuming that Empire don't get like 2 team wipes in the next 3 minutes or something.
Now, Mind Control, this is a little bit ballsy here. He hook shots in onto No Fear, and the chase is continuing. Matu trying to get the line for the life break. Like they'll be able to catch them. Baro still wants to run this one down. Oh, they do have Fat coming in from the side, actually. TP out from a low hideouts, but Ivan is not going to be so lucky. He can turn and curse, but at this point, it's just not really worth it. You know, Cold Embrace maybe to try and keep yourself alive and draw out some more spells. But I like that. You know, a lesser player would have thrown Curse there just to be like, oh, I can save myself and get away. But if you're dead for 25 seconds, you need Winter's Curse for the next team fight. It's always worth holding on.
Empire need everything in their arsenal right now to be able to fight this lineup. As soon as one ultimate is used, even something like Laguna, Liquid will recognize that right now and say, hey, Matuma Man, push this tower. They don't have Laguna Blade or something like that. And Empire will have no solutions because they're missing one critical component to dealing with this Huskar.
Oh.
He's going BKB right away, Silent. I think he recognizes that finishing SNY is a forlorn dream this game.
Academics is done now for the Wind Ranger. Completed and on the way on the courier. What else have we got? There's actually a Staff of Wizardry from Mind Control. So Blade Mail into 4 staff for him. Tier 2 at bot is going to be a pretty simple takedown here. There's no glyph. Well, there is one pop now. I always have these situations where I flick my eyes to the bottom right to see if there's glyph, and I use it at the same time. So I see that the glyph is on cooldown. I look back and realize, hang on a second. Actually just used. Yeah, Tier 2 still drops, and now there's no glyph for quite a long period of time. Maybe they just rotate for Tier 2 mid, with the Age still up. There's nothing really to lose here for Liquid.
Right. Matuma Man's also like 50 gold away. He's about to get it with the Burning Creep here, and he's going to be able to finish his Talisman. As I see the courier just flying over, to Secret Shop. When he gets this Halberd, I imagine this is the timing they want to use the Aegis. They want to push all the Tier 2 downs at the very least, or possibly go high ground, depending on the situation, depending on what they see on the map, see if Empire is in position or not. And they're doing it now. There it is, the Heaven's Halberd, 19 minutes.
Nice timing there. R.I.P. little creep. Backing Ancients for 20 minutes and finally dies. Liquid. And catch that one. So Kuro's behind Matu. Rest of Liquid are actually looking up top lane to try and find a little pick-off. But Empire, wise to the maneuvers, will just try and dodge any fights while Aegis is still up. Wait for that to expire. And then try and defend high ground or something like that. So Liquid look like they're going to be stopping anytime soon with the repel onto Matuma Man's Huskar. He goes straight up onto high ground. He's got Aegis. They've got D. Okay, they've got DD on Fata as well. Perfect combination of everything. Just stars aligning here for Liquid, honestly. And there goes the Tier 3. Violent isn't even TPing back just yet, and with the Shatter Shot, Resolution not going to get latched to anything behind him. Matuma Man just pounds into the melee racks, and Fata, he's got Focus Fire back up again. There's no way of defending this. They're not even big. Okay, here's Silence. Silence finally coming back from Winter's Curse. Vacuum. No, it's not just there. They've got Fiend Spirit back onto the Wind Ranger, but Matuma Man, he's just manning up here, back onto No Fear, and his Huskar looks unstoppable with the Shackle Shot catching them both. Cold Fury. Might just be game over for Team Empire. They've got buybacks on 3 heroes, Darkseer and Gyro, but it's over. Good game's called. They had no ultis left, and Liquid, 21 minutes. Clear victory here with Matuma Man's Huskar just driving force forward.
The Omni-Knight Huskar, the pseudo Dazzle Huskar, but works just the same, if not better in some situations. I think this was one of them, but Durka, again, I can't emphasize enough that this game, Empire, with the early game supports they had in the Bane as well as the Wyvern's ability to Arctic burn targets, they had to aggressive trialing this game. Liquid got went completely scot-free with 2 4-position heroes that could arguably play 3, and it was extremely greedy.